Hey, good afternoon, Manchester, New Hampshire, and all the surrounding areas. We are going to have one heck of a nice show. You notice I got my ball just in case, because I get a little nervous, and I have a habit of tapping on the microphone, and that goes all the way through, so they yell at me. They don't come verbally, but you can read it on the channel. And I am so blessed today. I have my friend Dave. Dave, you want to introduce yourself?
Right. David B. Low Medium Shop. Biffid at yahoo.com. 617-777-2236. Call me. You'll get a fantastic reading. Crystal ball, tarot, psychic oracle, mediumship, psychic reading, you name it, I do it.
And you do it all, right?
That's right.
And I'm going to have you introduce yourself.
My name is Dr. Michele D'Adamo. I own the D'Adamo Institute for the Advancement of Natural Therapies in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
Okay. And then when you're talking about natural healing, then you don't talk about like Xanax, and you don't talk about like Ativan and all that stuff. Am I correct?
That's right.
Okay.
So we use herbs, vitamins, food to heal the body.
Ooh, that's interesting. 'Cause I know I had bad reactions when I had Ativan. I get really, people don't even want to cook, and I will flip out and hurt somebody, So, and the sad part is, Doctor, I'm going to address you as Doctor if you don't mind.
Sure.
Okay. Well, you worked hard to get that title, did you not?
Pardon me?
You worked very hard to get your title.
I did, absolutely.
People don't realize how there's a lot of work to it.
I would imagine I never had the opportunity, but I'm sure it is.
Yeah, But I look at TV, all this medication they're advertising, and the side effects are enough to scare you.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's just, okay. Not coming through the computer?
No.
Okay. No, we'll do it that way then. Okay. But it's enough to scare anybody to, you know what I mean? It's,
Well, it's always concerning when you hear the radio ads, and then very quickly at the end, it's all these things that could possibly happen to you, and death.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Really quick.
Yeah,
And they're worse than what you want to supposedly cure, which really doesn't cure. It just masks everything.
I was taking metformin, and Scott can tell you, I had a really bad adverse effects with it. I mean, he couldn't even live with me. That's how bad I was. I was really hard. So I said, you know what? I'm going to control this myself. A healthy diet does wonders.
It really does.
And my doctors know I smoke pot. I'm not going to hide it from them. And it's going to show up in the blood test anyways.
Right.
And I'm getting a medical card for it. So I want to do the natural.
Right.
And organic, even though everybody said, oh no, but that's like I refuse to get them virus shots. But that's my choice.
Yeah.
And I see when the government wants to go door to door now to see who's going to take them.
Oh, I haven't heard about that. The door-to-door
It was on
visits.
Twitter.
I see. Okay.
But why can't we just let people live our lives the way we want to?
I know.
Now, you do psychotherapy, right?
I do. So in the clinic, we have over 50 treatments, and one of them is psychotherapy. So often with illness comes the emotional piece of that, and that's where I come in.
Just a little bit away. So there you go. So you see the camera.
Okay.
We can still look at each other. Just like at the camera a little bit. So what are some of the things that you offer there?
We offer things such as fangotherapy, nutritional IVs, ginger adrenal therapy, so people that have weakened adrenals, the nervous system weaknesses, psychotherapy, hyperbaric chamber.
What's that?
I have a lot. Hyperbaric chamber is where controlling the pressure in the atmosphere. So, the people that do scuba diving, they will often, in order to reacclimate, will go through a hyperbaric pressure chamber. So we have a chamber that a patient gets in. We blow the chamber up. It fills with air, gets very big. The patient's inhaling pure oxygen, and then we adjust the pressure so that when the patient inhales the pure oxygen, it goes in further and deeper into those sort of oxygen-deprived cells and tissues. And research shows that hyperbaric chamber speeds up healing. So All major sports teams have a hyperbaric chamber to kind of get their players back on the field quicker. It's a key part of our business in people healing quickly and naturally.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
I have to bring my TV camera down there and do it. With your permission,
Yeah, that
go
would be
through.
fun.
That would
Sure.
be fun. Well, Dave, you and I'll do it together. We'll do the
Good.
thing there, and we'll take and record everything we're doing in there. And I think that would be exciting.
It's a neat clinic. It's 5,000 square feet. It's pretty
Wow.
big.
Yeah. And how did you start this?
Well, I didn't start it. My father started it over half a century ago as a naturopathic doctor and a chiropractor. And he's the gentleman that correlated blood type and health. So blood type and diet, blood type and exercise, blood type and personality. And a lot of people know that as the blood type diet. And so my father started his career doing that, and then it evolved into a very big clinic because people were coming in from all over the world to see him and
That's
be assessed by him. And for them
Nice.
to come so far and spend 3-4 hours wasn't enough. So he had brought in treatments from Germany and Switzerland and created, I think what in Germany they would call like a health sanatorium here in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Yeah.
And how do they reach you?
It's word of mouth, but they certainly can find us on our website at www. This is where it gets tricky. D'Adamo.
Oh, very tricky.
DADAMO Institute.com, or can call us at 603-430-7600.
See that? Well, see, we can heal our body. We don't. I mean, there are some things that medical doctors have to do, like
Absolutely.
a broken bone, or like
Yes.
when I had my surgery done and all that. But there are. I think a lot of the stuff that's in the food today is poison.
Well, they say this is approved by the FDA, There's so many chemicals in food they can't possibly test the interaction between all these chemicals. That's why I think everybody gets cancer now. Oh, not everybody,
No,
but
but
it's out of
Cancer.
control. There's so many chemicals.
Cancer is hereditary. I'm a firm believer in that because all my family members died of cancer. I'm the only one. I always say, well, I'm too miserable to die, whatever. But I always believe
It's
that
working.
the spirit has something in mind, and I've lived way beyond my whole family in life, and so I enjoy life more than I ever have. And I can see that. One thing about that, I'm looking at your aura. You have a beautiful aura.
Thank you.
I'm seeing a lot of yellow.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, yellow is like a healing mechanism. And I'm also seeing you healing your own self. Okay, people forget, like you and I, we forget to take care of ourselves. We forget to heal ourselves. And we're really lax about it, and that's not cool.
Right. So we forget that it's the only place we have to live is this.
That's true.
And we really need to take the time to take care of that and be our own advocates and learn about, let's learn about traditional medicine, but let's also learn about other alternative things that may be a little more beneficial or maybe would do the same thing as traditional medicine, but perhaps may take a little longer.
The one thing do I believe in miracles? Oh, every day. I have miracles every day. When I get out of my bed and I go for my 6 o'clock walk in the morning, by the way, I'm going to be waking you up there.
All right. Well, I'll be awake, but I'm still
Well, I
waiting
don't
for
know
this
about
one.
that. I'll make sure I'll keep bugging you until
All
you
right.
wake
All
up.
right.
I love walking at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Nobody bothers you.
No. And, and it just, you can appreciate the universe. There are people out there riding their bicycles and taking their dog for a walk. In fact, I embarrassed one lady and I enjoyed doing it. I said, you're taking your dog for a walk, but you're not picking up his waste. Why not? If you truly love your dog and you don't want it taken away from you, because I can't call and have you pay a $50 fine.
Sure.
Once she went through a pocketbook because there's no excuse for it.
That's not
I
respectful
agree.
of
That,
your
to me,
community.
Yeah,
you should know the animal.
But I meet so many, like you do. I have a feeling there's never a dull moment in your life.
No, not with my dog or in my clinic.
No,
And I pick up his poop.
Yeah.
It's just, I do.
I used to too. I had a little chihuahua when I did too. But I think, isn't it called self-caring for your animal too?
Yes.
And I don't want to walk in it,
Right.
You have, what kind of a dog do you have?
Half Bernedoodle and half, full Bernedoodle. So he's half poodle and half Bernese Mountain Dog.
So a medium
Big.
I
size?
never heard of it.
I know. She's
So is that
beautiful.
medium size?
45 pounds and she's 7 months.
Wow.
And she's
When
Good
did
luck.
when did they stop growing dogs?
They
Do you
don't.
know? They don't.
this way.
Wow.
They will always have that pup. That's like us, men never grow up. We are always still children. And then your husband can attest to that.
I can attest to that also.
I don't want to grow up. If growing up is sitting there and being boring, then I don't want to
I
do
really.
if I'm going to go through some problems, I'd rather call you and say, hey, Michelle, I need to come and see you so I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Sure.
So then I don't want my life to become boring. Although nowadays,
either.
when I try to argue with he doesn't even with Scott, I'll be, he just walks away. He doesn't see me back that negative energy, which is really good, just say, okay, when he goes or whatever, And the problem with all of us is that we enjoy feeding each other negative energy. Not all, but quite a few of us. We have to learn how to stop doing that.
I don't do that.
I got boots. I don't have my boots on today, David. Are you ready for a reading from David?
Sure, if David's offering,
ready,
I
David?
am.
I'm ready.
I'm
Now,
excited.
all right, you have a choice. We can either do, let me move this.
David, when you want her to sit over there, would it be easier for you to read her over there?
No, it's
okay.
all right here.
Okay.
We could either do tarot or psychic oracle. Tarot is sort of, we'll say, covers the whole gambit. Psychic oracle is
You got one.
more sort of just focused on you personally, as opposed
You got
to,
my
we'll
card,
say,
Scott?
tarot.
Okay.
Could be, don't get me wrong, it's focused on you, but it's wide open and encompasses all aspects. This is sort of, basically you, what's going on, where you're at, where you, what to do.
What's
So-
your preference? What do you like to work with?
I like to work with both. So you're the one getting the reading, so you choose.
I'm gonna do the psychic cards because they're purple and pretty.
All right.
I knew he had that.
What's that funny? The last time I was on, remember what do they say? They want the purple ones because they like the color. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'll shuffle them. You're going to get the cards you're supposed to get.
Okay.
You tell me when to stop shuffling.
Okay.
All right? So whenever
How
you-
long is this show?
2 hours.
Now.
All right?
Yes.
Now, what I'm going to do is you can pick anywhere between 3 and 5 cards, all right? Because this is what I do when I do them online, over the phone, whatever. This is how I do it. So,
Do you do Skype sessions? Or Zoom sessions? Or
I've done several. I don't really like Zoom.
yeah.
I'm so sick of Zoom.
Right.
Yeah. So I do them when I do them online. It's basically just phone,
Okay.
but I describe it step by step as I'm
Sure.
doing it. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my hand back and forth,
Yeah.
and whenever you tell
Stop.
me this, she knew what I was going to say. She's psychic. She doesn't know it. All right. Same thing again.
Did you forget my card?
Stop.
Scott?
3, correct?
3 to
3.
5, up to you.
You got to move more this way. Keep going, keep going. It's right. That one. You got it.
You only want 3 cards?
3 is perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
So, there you always get the cards you're supposed to get watched. You're going to be fascinated how they all link. So first, all right, we have harmony, the harmony card, all right? Which is, I can tell by your personality, you have lots of it in your life. All right, so for the harmony, what we think about when we think of harmony, you're open-minded, very understanding, sort of easygoing. It takes a lot for somebody to really get it.
That's it. Bring them on there. There you go.
Oh, wait.
There you go.
It takes a lot for somebody to get under your skin. You don't really get, you don't get upset too often. If you do get upset, I mean, it's whoever upsets you or whatever upsets you, it really, really works to do it. So we'll go on there. And of course, what you keep in mind is with all this harmony, right? Just always sort of with the harmony, how nice and simple and enjoyable and positive everything flows, right? When you sort of get get all that friction out of the way and all the sort of disagreements and misunderstandings, you can't go wrong with all the harmony.
Good card.
Okay, and so then from all the harmony, what do we have? Rest and rejuvenation. It's, look at it. If you see the card, it's you're in the forest. You're in Mother Nature. What better place?
There you go.
What
Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
what better place to sort of recharge yourself and absorb all that nature has to offer, all the purities that are in there to continue with the harmony. It's just like people say, oh, it's just snowballing. It's getting worse and worse. But in this case, it's snowballing, but it's getting better and better and better. It's getting more inviting. The more positive, the more harmony you have, the more open you are, whether you realize it or not. It attracts like. You open yourself up to that. We can even say in a sort of a loving manner for others, and it just goes and goes and goes. What do you see this guy? It just snowballs. From here to kingdom come, you can't go wrong. And the last card, what do we have? The light. You can't lose. You just can't lose with your personality. Keep going on the way that you are. You know, with your sincerity and your sort of reaching out to people and comfort that you have, that you give to people. I know you give lots of comfort. I can feel it. You just can't lose. Stay on this path. Don't let the naysayers get in the way. You know, let's face it, we all know some, as they say, in one ear, out the other. But, and you know, you keep going when they say to the light also, right? We look up for the light. So keep that in mind. Look ahead, look up. No need to look down. I'm telling you, fantastic.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So,
I didn't bring my cards, Scott.
No.
uh-oh.
That's right.
Well, I'll do another one later with the tarot.
Well,
We
I
could
can do
that.
it without cards. If you want.
Oh, all right. Well, that's true,
A
yeah.
lot of times I don't use cards, as when I talk to you, because people need to, like if I'm doing a psychic event or they need to see cards laid out so you can show them.
Yeah.
Sure.
But with you're not done with education.
Okay.
Okay, you're always going to be improving and that's why I see you going to England again. Okay. And your husband's going to trek along with you. He's not going to let you go too far. You've been married quite a while, haven't
I
you?
have. Yes.
And if I told you that you and your husband knew each other in your past life, what would you say?
I would believe it.
Because I honestly believe that reconnecting in our past life, and because what you're doing is you're setting an example of what could be. And the one thing about you is, I'm not saying that your children don't test your patience. That would be wrong. I'm not saying your husband doesn't, but you won't test it, but you work it out.
Yes.
But they also know by your tone of voice
Yes.
that you're very unhappy. And you don't have to take them club and beat them in the head and stuff like that, you know. And your children are very well respected. And you have one that's sports minded?
Yes.
Okay. Are they both sports minded? Or just
No,
one?
no, just one. The other one would like to think his video game playing was considered a sport, but no.
Yeah. I actually see him designing a video game.
He is.
Yeah.
Yes, for fun.
Yeah, and he's going to make money off that.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
How old is he?
11.
He actually is very smart for a 11-year-old.
He is.
You know, he really is.
Tells me all the
But,
time.
yeah, but you nothing wrong with that.
Confidence.
You know? Yeah.
Right.
Because if you don't have that confidence, you're not going to go anywhere.
Right.
Your
course.
husband either is going to get a big promotion or going to be changing fields.
My husband. Wow. Okay.
What's he do
Yeah.
right now?
He's a computer software engineer.
Okay. But he works very hard.
He really does.
You know,
does.
and you got to open the door communication more.
He's a quiet man.
Yeah. Well, he don't want you to psychoanalyze him.
I don't blame him.
Unfortunately, being the profession that we are both in, sometimes
Yes.
we find ourselves doing that. We have to pull it back
All the time.
all the time, you know. And you help a lot of people. And the one thing, and Dave, I think you're going to agree with me on this, is that you secretly don't, you give them a good financial break if they need it. You don't turn anybody away. But you don't want people to know that.
Well, I think it's my responsibility to help people, and if it's an extra hour of my time, then so be it. I mean, it's just time.
That's the way I feel about it, you know. I believe that a spiritualist, like, you don't like I call you a spiritualist, because you are.
No, please
okay?
do. Thank you.
You are too. See, I don't like that word religion. You know, what I do like, I call it the universal spirit. Okay?
I like that.
You know, because according to them, I'm going to hell, and I'm in there. I hope they have an extra large martini when I'm sitting, you know, and air conditioning, you know. But I think part of being a spiritualist like we are, we have to give back to the community.
Yes.
Because if we don't give back to the community, then we're not doing it. But then you got people who will take advantage of it. I had one lady for a year and a half. Finally, I got to the point and I said, I can't help you anymore. I said, you're not doing what I'll ask you to do. You're not doing, and I said, it got to the point where I just can't do it.
Right.
You know, because it was draining me. You know.
Well, if you're working harder than they are,
And then that's not possible.
not the purpose.
And when I teach the psychic readings, how to do them and stuff, I always give them homework. You know. And do you give homework in your analysis?
I do.
Isn't it? I like doing it. I don't always ask them to read it,
Yeah.
but I want them to read it to themselves.
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
I see you gave me a book here. Want to tell me about it?
So this is the third book that my father had written. I think it was published 2013, and it's a culmination of his work of the 70,000 patients that he has seen. It talks a lot about how to make very simple changes to your lifestyle, just simply knowing what your blood type is.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. It talks a lot about the different treatments that we offer. And in addition, it just talks about simple things you can implement, whether it's, a cold or an earache or just managing pain.
Yeah. That's cool. And I'm going to give you a message from him, with your permission.
Yes, please.
Okay. He is so very, very proud of you.
Oh, thank
And
you.
he thank you so much for not
you.
selling the business.
Yes, of
Because
course.
there are times when you wanted to, let's be honest, and there are times when, what am I doing?
It's a big responsibility.
But you need that.
I do.
You need to,
You're right.
If you don't, you'll create chaos if it's not in your life. Okay? And it is a big responsibility, but you know what? Your dad and your mom also passed?
No, she's alive.
She's alive?
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 80. If she hears that, she'll be very upset.
Okay, we'll just say, she's
80-ish.
young. We'll just say
Yes.
she's young. Okay, how's that? But you know, he talks to her every night.
I bet he does. They had a
You
very
know,
special
they were very close,
relationship.
weren't they?
Yes, really, they
And
really did.
he told me to tell you that you to keep a close eye on her.
Okay, I will.
Because he is concerned about her health.
Mm.
Okay. She doesn't live with you?
No, we talk twice a day. We see each other
Boy,
frequently.
she's pretty independent, isn't she?
She's very independent.
Does she live
yeah.
in New Hampshire as
She
well?
does, yeah, not far from me.
No, that's good.
She's pretty busy for a retired lady.
That's good. But
Mm-hmm.
do we ever retire?
That's true.
What I call retired, when people sit in the, like they're retired from being a court stenographer most of the time.
Just about right, hardly at all anymore. Thank God.
Yeah. But when I call retired, when they sit on that easy chair and they get fat and lumpy
Yeah.
and they're not doing anything.
Right, and bored.
And bored,
Yeah.
you know. When I got hypnotized for cigarette smoking 8 years ago, oh my God, I never realized how fat I was until I looked at the TV show and I looked at it, I go, my belly's out here, and I go, oh my God, this is the time I start doing something. So I lost 55 pounds, you know.
Through hypnotherapy.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
yeah, I got hypnotized for cigarette smoking,
Mm-hmm.
and it works. Do you have offer hypnosis at your
We don't.
You know,
No.
I do that also.
you do
You do
hypnotize?
hypnotherapy.
Now, when you got hypnotized, so let me ask you, weren't you like totally relaxed
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
he took you out of the hypnosis? That you'd think you've been relaxed before. That's what I tell everybody. You know, until you've been hypnotized, it's just incredible.
They had to do it twice, and I wasn't quite ready to give up the things I wanted to do. So I went into a past life regression. Oh, I went pretty mean.
Oh, wow.
I didn't know I was a scout.
Oh, I don't like doing that. I don't like doing that.
Oh, I like
going
doing
past
regressions,
lives.
you know.
It's not for me.
No. Well, that's what they boring otherwise. But I was an Indian scout for the French Canadian people fighting all the Indian.
Yeah.
And another time I was a lieutenant colonel in the Confederate Army.
Huh.
I said, wow, this is a big. Then I was a stripper.
He still is.
Okay.
He still
Still
is.
am. Yeah. But anyway, we've all had a lot of past lives.
Sure.
You know, but you've always been the healing throughout.
I've been consistent.
Yeah, always. Most of the time we are.
Interesting.
You actually worked in a castle. I wish I could prove all this stuff to you, but I would actually challenge you to go look at some of the castles in England.
Okay.
Okay, and that's why you feel so comfortable when you go to England.
Yeah.
Because in your past life you did a lot of studying, and you were in England.
Huh.
So, and I'm looking at near Buckingham Palace. You know what I mean. I can't even.
Buckingham
Buckingham?
Palace.
That's it. Nottingham, Buckingham. That's all the same. And I haven't been smoking. I wait till I get home. But and you always work with a high people.
I was in a palace. Well,
Yeah.
that resonates a little bit.
See,
Princess and me.
She was outside. She was outside Buckingham Palace, waiting to see if the Queen came out.
right, and I did. But the one thing that you every day, your dad also, you're carrying on. You and your dad are carrying on centuries of healing.
Yes. Yeah, I agree.
Now you have a brother.
I do. I have
that
two
you do-
brothers.
They don't do what you do.
I have one brother that does, and then I have another brother who's in marketing in New York City.
He likes it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And your other brother likes what you're doing too. The both of you are working good together. But why is he in competition? He doesn't need to be in competition with you.
Oh, he's not in competition.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay,
We do
good.
two very different things.
Yeah.
We still both work in natural health, but he does things that are more for the masses, which is nice because then people have the opportunity to reach him by telemedicine when people can't come and travel all the way to Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
I actually see him doing 2 big conferences.
Good for him. I don't doubt it. He's very accomplished, my brother.
And he knows what he's talking about.
Yes, he
The
does.
one thing about him,
So smart.
and I'm going to also say about you both, is that both of you will not talk about a subject if you don't know a lot about it.
Right.
You're not going to falsify that. Oh,
No.
you can do this if you do that.
No.
What the hell am I talking about? Or if
Yeah.
you do that. No. And as I've said before, I do see you opening up another office.
Yeah.
And what do you think,
I'm
Dave?
open
Think
to
they're going
that.
to open up another office?
Well, I'm feeling another site.
Right.
I'm getting another site, but it's going to be, I'm getting miles and miles away.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
Like I'm getting, for some reason, I'm getting like mid-Atlantic. That's what I'm getting.
Huh.
And it
I
could be
can't imagine.
But that's how it happens.
Yeah.
You can't imagine, and
One
that's what
office
happens.
And then two. That's
But
a
that's
lot of work.
what I'm getting.
But
I mean,
you-
miles.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Your husband, your son run it over. Your son, yeah, your son. Usually when they come for, when he's older,
Yeah.
he will be the one running them. You have one son that's going to follow your footsteps. You have another one that's going to follow his dad's.
Yeah.
And one of the ones who's the one that does a musical?
Vincent, my oldest.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He enjoys doing it.
He does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he play a clarinet?
He doesn't. No.
What's he play?
No. Plays electric guitar
Okay.
like
Can
every
I
other
see it?
14-year-old.
Yeah, I actually look at him going into like a classical band to play part-time.
I think that would be great.
He's going to be adapted to all
Yeah.
kinds of music,
I bet.
and he's not shy about it.
I bet. Good.
When your youngest one more, he hides it. He kind of introverted, so he hides.
Yeah.
The video games are his challenge.
Right.
And the one thing I like about you is you're not going to. You can't do that.
No.
You know,
That-
you may have to put limits on how much time he spends, but everybody does it today.
right.
They do not communicate
Right.
anymore. In fact, I actually encourage homeschooling
Mm-hmm.
because of the way the schools are today. By the way, you're going to be opening up a classroom.
I'm opening up a classroom too. Oh, 2 clinics in a
Busy
classroom.
girl.
I
Busy
am.
girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good thing
You're
I've
actually
got
gonna be-
nature and harmony and
You're going to be teaching what you do.
yeah.
You and your, and it's going to be
Good.
you're going to be very busy. You're going to have a waiting list. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be tomorrow.
Ah, okay, good. Because I'm busy tomorrow. but-
But you're gonna I'm looking at maybe 3 to 5 years, okay? Because right now you still get your own business going the way it should
yes.
be, okay?
Yeah.
And I said before, and I talked to you on the phone, you got 2 people coming in that's going to be very good for you. Okay?
Exciting.
And they're going to be really. I actually see a hypnotherapist coming out of your office.
Interesting. That would work.
I would recommend that anybody. Like if you have a diet problem, or if you have a cigarette smoke problem,
Especially diet, that even works
Yeah.
tremendous. It's tremendous.
when I go to
Yeah.
the Walmart and I see these people, I say to myself, maybe they should try hypnosis or something like that. You know?
Somebody just contacted me this morning for weight loss.
Now, did you go to school or did you self-taught?
I did. I went to school. It's the funniest thing. It's got to be, I don't know, 12 or 15 years ago. It was in Manchester. All I know is if
Oh,
you take exit 9,
yeah,
it was
Cynthia?
up there.
Cynthia, what's her name?
I forget. She was blonde.
Yeah.
It was
Very
the
good.
only It was the only hypnotherapist class
Thomas.
in the country that was approved by a state board of education.
That's when that went. The one that hypnotized me?
Really? Yeah. She was great.
Yeah.
Very intense. It was fantastic.
The one thing about
though.
hypnotherapy is that you have to want it.
Yes. Agreed.
And they also have to remember this: if you're being hypnotized, you are still in control.
Right.
You know, that's why I don't believe that these people. I say, I was under hypnosis, so he or she sexually assaulted me. I had a hard time believing that because of the fact that you are still in control. You know, and you can stop it at any time. It's like a movie, like Matt said. It's like you're on TV. You're seeing yourself in the TV. You know, and
Yeah.
I recommend hypnosis for everybody.
You wouldn't believe I've hypnotized people for gambling.
Yeah.
This one lady, and she called me afterwards. She was afraid to go to the doctors because she was petrified of needles, and I hypnotized her. And you know, it's a long story
Yeah.
how you do it. But anyway, she called me the day after she went to the doctors because she said what a difference when she went in there. They, took the blood and everything. Nothing.
My son actually
But-
hypnotized himself back in 1992 for cigarette smoking,
Mm-hmm.
and he hasn't smoked a cigarette since.
Yeah, you can. Self-hypnosis
Yeah.
works.
You know. I also will tell you that your grandfather on your on your mother's
Yeah.
side, and tell me that he is very pleased at how well you take care of his daughter.
Oh,
You have a good relationship with your mother.
I do.
Has it always
We're
been
very
that way?
close. Yeah, well, except for the period of,
Yeah.
age 16 and
Yeah.
18
Oh, rebellious,
with
yeah.
everyone, right?
Yeah,
but yes, no, we have a really nice relationship.
Well, one of the things, my pet peeve is I hate it when I can't wait for my child to grow up, or I can't, that I don't want my son and I, we talk to each other 3 or 4 times a day.
Mm.
And now that we started having the cookouts again, because last year we didn't have any.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it was so lucky because of the so-called virus that's going around. And so my son had the virus, so we stay away, for that year. And now we're starting to make up for it. We go out and we have cookouts and stuff. If people, and I think that if people would only realize how important family is.
Mm.
These fathers or mothers that abandon their children, they're going to live to, or they have an abortion, they're going to live to regret that.
Mm.
I truly believe that,
Wow.
because there's going to come a day when they're going to say, oh, I need my child, but my child is not going to be there.
Mm.
What is, with me in the readings that I do in counseling, and that Dave and I both say this, oh, does my boyfriend love me? Or does my husband love me? Or
Is
are we
he
going to
Is
get
that
a
the
divorce?
majority of the questions
Yeah.
that you
Is
get?
he cheating on me?
Yeah.
And who is he with? And what does she think of me? And does he believe her more than me? Oh, you wouldn't believe what they ask.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh.
You just smile and say, well, honey,
Yeah.
if you don't know, then I don't know either. Because I'm not going to tell, unless I really know.
Right.
Because I don't encourage divorces. I don't encourage them. But if I know that's a relationship that should not be there, then I will tell them that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest. I will try to avoid the question and then to answer it. But the one thing about me is that, and as you know, is that I don't have time to waste on people. You don't either, And you think you're busy now, darling? You're going to be a lot busy.
I'm ready.
Yeah. And the reason is because look what's happening to this country.
Yeah.
People are panicking. They really are.
Well, they're panicking because they watch too much news.
Right. Shut the TV off.
Not only do they watch it, they believe in it.
Yeah. I don't watch the news. Unless it has a happy time,
Right.
then I'll watch
Yeah.
it. But I don't watch it. It's not happy.
It's very anxiety provoking.
Let me jump in it just for 1 second because this vision is not leaving me. I'm keep seeing somebody with slippers on. They're dark slippers, dark brown or dark blue, stomping their feet.
Male?
So,
Female? We
all I'm
don't
saying
know.
is
Slippers.
like slippers, feet
Huh.
in slippers.
Stomping.
So,
I'm
yep,
trying to get her attention.
right, exactly. So, who's ever, someone wants your attention for sure, but slippers, dark slippers. I could see that it's not going away. That's
Yeah,
why I.
Thank you for sharing.
And it's going to come to you in a dream. See, a
Okay.
lot of you have a lot of premonitions.
I do.
Yeah.
Huh.
In other words, you might see something and you might get a warning sign, well, don't go that way or don't go this way,
Yeah.
Sure. Or like you might go by a house and say, you know what, I've been by that house. It may look familiar to you when it actually is. And it is for you because you've actually been in that house at one
Right.
time. And it could have been 100 years ago or you could have been in that property. People, see, one thing that people don't realize that I'm a firm believer in reincarnation, okay? And like I said before, you and your dad were the healers back then. You always followed your dad's footsteps. And I know one thing about that, you always considered it an honor. Ooh, I'm going to give you this really loud and clear.
Okay. I'm ready.
You are doing fine. Stop thinking you're not.
Okay.
Okay? He says that he's very, do you understand what he means by
It's
Yes.
that?
true.
Yes.
I could feel it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
funny. I was feeling that before you said that.
He said, you're where you're supposed to be. You're right on spot.
Good. I'm glad.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your mother needs to drink or more. But did she drink juice at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
And there's something about some kind of juice or maybe something that juice that she may need,
Okay.
like an organic tomato juice or something like that. Or V8 juice.
So some
organic,
things
right?
not in balance.
Yeah, there's some chemical that's way off in that.
Okay.
Boy, is she a fun person.
She's feisty. She's a feisty
Boy,
broad.
she's got a mind of her own.
Yes, she does.
She would make a good politician.
Yeah.
The problem is she's too honest, you know. But one thing your mother does, if you ask her a question, she's going to let you know.
Yes, she
whether
will.
you want the answers or not.
You ask the question, you're going to get the answer.
I'm the same way. You know, I'm a very big believer that if you don't want to hear the truth, then don't come to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
and I'm a firm believer in that. And once again, we are having Michele. How do you pronounce your last name?
D'Adamo.
D'Adamo.
Yeah.
What kind of a name is that? Is that
It's an Italian name.
Oh, another
Come
Italian.
on.
Hey, I did.
My mother was Italian. I'm half Italian.
I'm being overrun by Italians to come on my show. Yeah. But I went to an Italian birthday party that he just turned 21 in New York. My gosh, the food they had there was
Delicious,
incredible.
right? Mm-hmm.
You know, and at that time I was a vegetarian. What was really cool was they set another area, nothing but vegetables, so I wouldn't have to go near the meat. That was so cool.
That was
And I
nice.
had so much fun.
Yes.
You know, but life can be fun if you want it to be.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't have time to feel, oh, poor me. I've done it, don't get me wrong. I think we all have gone through that. But like you said, it's people like you, and I hope you'll pat yourself on the back, because I don't give out a lot of compliments. I honestly don't. Oh, it hurts me to be nice, but anyway. But it's people like you that inspire people like myself, and I think Dave will agree too, to do better, to enjoy life.
Thank you.
Your aura is so beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, it really
Thank
is.
you very much.
Your husband is really a go-getter.
Really?
Yeah. It may not
when it
seem-
comes to the dishes.
No, well, no. Actually, that's the one thing I do. I don't clean my house. He does it all. I help him once in a while. I might help him.
Yeah.
But the dishes, that's my project because
Yeah.
I don't like the way anybody else does them.
Right.
If somebody else does them, then I'll redo them over again.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't like dishwashers because they're very full of bacteria. You know.
It's all by hand.
All by hand, then you know what you're getting into. And I use Dawn soap. I think I like Dawn soap because it shows you what they do with the ducks, and it really does work. And a friend of mine tried it because she has a bunch of ducks and
Yeah.
stuff, and then she rescued some ducks from a lake where they were all, and she brought out a used Dawn, and it really
really
actually worked.
Oh, it wasn't just marketing.
No, it really is.
Wow.
You know? So. But I'm not going to wash my hair with that. I tried that once. I think I lost some of my hair. When you're in the drinking days, you know, and you can't, you know. But the one thing that I know is that your office is in Portsmouth, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You've always been in Portsmouth?
No. So we've been in Portsmouth since 1996. But prior to that, we had a clinic in New York and one in Toronto, one in Montreal. Yeah. Those three.
I'm going to concur with Dave. You're going down towards the Mid-Atlantic,
Yeah, that's,
towards the Georgia area.
yeah.
Wow. Fantastic.
You're going to get a lot of the non-believers. Trust me. Yeah. That's like in Manchester. I feel like I'm a pioneer for the TV show that I do here because in the first second never had it.
Right.
And I love it. I love the crew here because when the first show I did, they put me through the ringer, the crew in, you know, make sure I knew what I was doing and all that. And I showed them, you know, it's not me. That's like with you. When you're counseling people, you know that it's not you.
No.
You know that the Spirit is what's telling you. And the Spirit says it's okay to get peed off every once in a while. You know, and I do once in a while. They don't want to fall through when I want to. And I'm sure you're the same way. We all are. We're only human.
Right.
You know. And the one thing that I like about you is that you don't know how to be dishonest.
I would have to agree.
It would bother you.
Yes. I would have a hard time sleeping knowing that I
You know, in my drinking days, it didn't bother me.
Well, yeah.
You know, but then I got sober, and I had to pay everybody back. That was the clear conscience.
Sure.
And one time I went to a store, and I didn't realize I had a package.
Yeah.
And I thought I had paid everything. I got home, and I said, "Oh no!" I actually called the Family Dollar. I called them. I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "I'm coming back." And they said, "Okay." I said, "I'm bringing the article that I didn't pay for. So if you want to have me arrested for stealing, that's okay." He said, "You don't want to come back. That's okay." He said, "That's a first." You know.
I bet.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, don't you? You know, you have to live with yourself.
That's right.
It's amazing when you're drinking, and I'm not blaming the alcohol. Believe me, it's the path I chose. You know, I could say, "Well, my dad made me do the alcoholic, so I became one." I can't, and I won't. You know, there are people who can drink and not have a problem with it.
Me.
You enjoy a good glass of wine once in a while,
I do.
and you don't let it run your life.
No.
You enjoy
Doesn't feel
I
good.
know you enjoy a cocktail.
I do.
Every time we go to Applebee's.
That's right. A beer.
They get treated like a king in there. I get in there and I get dirty looks when I go in.
Well, that's because they know him, so.
Yeah. Well, we
Oh,
went
no,
in there.
him again.
Yeah. One day we went in there and I figured out why. Because I had that Make America Great on. Remember
Yeah.
that redhead?
Mhm.
And that bartender didn't like that. Of course, I don't like my food touching.
Right. Okay.
I have
Has
that
to
on
separate?
Yeah, oh yeah, on separate plates.
Oh, on separate plates.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And he can tell you that. And you
Yeah.
know what? The restaurants are very accommodating. You know, I did one handlady. She I haven't got her name now. But she sent me a tray, an orange tray. And I still got it at home, and potatoes here, meat
Oh,
here,
great.
and stuff
Yes.
like that. She
The
said, "Yeah, this is
cafeteria
pretty-"
tray.
Yeah,
Mess
and I
hall.
thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
So, you know, I have it at home. Actually, I'm going to be putting it on my wall as a souvenir, you know. And that means they're watching my show,
Yeah.
you know. One of the things I will also see that you're coming in with some kind of an herb that's healing somebody with anxiety.
There's a lot of herbs that
Yeah.
herbs
when I
that
see
heal
you, yeah,
anxiety.
Yeah.
But I have brought in a new treatment, which is really very interesting. It's molecular hydrogen inhalation. I don't know, it's a big
Wow.
molecular hydrogen.
That's
Makes
a big
me sound
word.
smart.
It is.
I'm old now. Be careful.
But it's molecular hydrogen is the smallest molecule in the universe, which means it can penetrate everything. So what we have people do is inhale this molecular hydrogen in conjunction with oxygen. And hydrogen is attracted to inflammation. So when you inhale it, it goes through the body and sort of locates where the inflamed areas are in the body. But one of the side kind of benefits that we're knowing, in addition to helping with inflammation and pain, is that it's making people's moods better.
That's cool.
Yeah. So we're very excited about it.
And so
Yeah.
now, if they want to reach you, how are they going to do that?
They're going to call my clinic, 603-430-7600.
Okay. And then you are located in Portland, and it's called what?
D'Adamo Institute in Portsmouth, New Hampshire.
See, I'll be plugging that along
Thank
as we
you.
go through. Okay,
Thank
that's
you.
part of it. And Dave, if they want to reach you?
Sure, why not? David B. LowellMediumShop.com, old website. I haven't really upgraded it in a long time, but. Oops.
No, not because you haven't upgraded it, but I'm pointing the finger at.
Oh, right. And 617-777-2236, Biffid, Biffid @yahoo.com.
And I'm spiritualvisionary.net. That's my website. And I'm on Facebook, Norman Mooney, Face It Out. And my, what the hell? Oh, yeah. My email is secondvisionbynorm@comcast.net. All these things you have to remember. I have a little brain. You know, that's like when the people that have, every time you turn around, you see them with a texting. What did we do without the cell phones?
We knew a lot more telephone numbers. Now I can
Really?
only remember one.
That's me. Same thing. I know it. I knew everybody's phone number.
Hey, if I remember my own number, then it's a miracle.
Well, I know mine because it's easy.
Yeah.
But
Well, Scott does it all. Then again, I'm spoiled again, you know.
Right.
And I'll say, Scott, I can't find that number. And he very patiently finds it for me, you know. And we just enjoy life. Isn't that what
Yeah.
you're supposed to do? You
Be
know?
present.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
thing is, when I got home I had surgery, I went home the next day. They had me overnight. And I was so blessed. We have a cat, we call him Big Boy. He adopted us. We didn't adopt him, you know. And when I got home, he knew that I was wrong. When I got home, he'd come
Yeah.
up and lay right down beside
Yeah.
me. Animals know our energy. They know when we don't feel that or whatever. Do you ever do psychic or maybe Reiki or anything on animals? Do you ever communicate?
No,
with them?
I haven't done that.
I'm going to challenge you.
Yeah. That's a good
I want
idea.
I want you to talk to your dog.
I will. I will find out why she keeps peeing every time she sees me.
Then she gets all excited.
She gets very excited, yeah.
She said, "Mom, I'll grow it."
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Good.
What's
'cause
her
it's
name?
Messy. Rosie. Rosie Lollipop.
Yeah, 'cause you
Actually, she's
can't
got a middle name.
Your body language makes her nervous when she doesn't know.
Oh, really? Gosh, because her tail's wagging and she seems pretty happy
She's
when
happy,
she's
but
told
when she
no.
does, that's why okay. That's why it is, because she's very happy because body language. Because you're happy to see her, so you're both excited about it.
Sure.
Do you take her for rides?
Yes.
She don't like it.
I know, because she throws up every time.
Yeah, so I was
But-
actually a dog trainer. Well, I have a very good friend who said not to take her for rides.
Really?
Yeah.
But then how do they outgrow that motion
They don't.
sickness? Okay.
I had a dog, and every time I take him for a ride, he would howl. And I did not bring him back home. They tell me that because they see all they see is black and white, and that's because everything that's blurry to it that scares them.
Makes sense.
There are some dogs that like riding, but most of it through the animal, association, they say no, and they don't recommend you giving rides to your dog.
See, I always thought dogs enjoyed car rides because they're always got their head out the window, right?
When I get scared about when I see them having their dog in their arm and they're
Right.
driving a
Oh.
car,
Yeah,
that terrifies
Yeah.
me. Once they get into an accident or whatever, The one thing is, but I would honestly tell you to try communicating with your dog.
I will.
It may not, Scott, I will go and I will put the kids a tuna fish, cat food.
Yeah.
I'll do them in this different order so they'll have one different each day.
Yeah.
But oh no. And Scott the cat will tell Scott what it wants. So Scott puts all my work. So no one can say, he's very good. Everybody said, don't go, Scott, don't go near that cat. That cat will scratch you. And you look, that cat's laying in his lap. Animals are only going to react to you the way you react to them.
Oh, they're very sensitive.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And they're loyal, more loyal than people
Yes,
are.
they are.
You
Forgiving.
Yeah.
Much more
Yeah.
forgiving.
And and they don't get involved in that hate and all this other stuff.
No.
I've always said that the animals are not wild; it's the people.
Yeah.
Okay. And the one thing I am looking at is you're going to be hiring another associate as a psychologist as well, because more and more people are getting ill through all the chemicals that's going through their bodies and all the and the way the world is being divided, and all this other stuff. So there's so much hatred and so much that you're going to be busy. And I'm going to tell you that increase your prices. Yeah. Okay.
I know. I was thinking about that, but I didn't have it in me.
Yeah. I would encourage you to.
Increase my
I won't say
prices.
it on the air, Oh. Welcome to Norm's Community Corner.
Hi, Norm. I have a question for your guest from Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Hello.
Go
Hi,
ahead.
I have a question for you. Do you have any treatments or treat anybody with Parkinson's disease?
So we have worked with people using that hyperbaric chamber. We have worked with people with Parkinson's. Because I usually see the patients as they come in and I do the intake, and that my naturopathic doctors take over. Unfortunately, I don't have in the back of my head the particular people that did well. But yes, we do work with people, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, absolutely.
All right, thanks very much.
You're very welcome.
Check her out, okay?
Very good, thank you.
Yeah. Bye-bye. That's cool. I love getting phone calls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you do work with people with Parkinson's?
So we work with everyone.
I'm just getting a chill. Isn't this exciting? I'm so glad she She didn't really want to come on when I tried to encourage her.
It's true.
I know
But,
why.
So what we do really, the basis of our work is to look for the weaknesses in the body. So for instance, if someone says, I have migraines and I need to come to you because I'd like to treat my migraines naturally. How are we going to treat your migraines if we don't know what caused the migraine? Right? Is it because you're having a reaction to food? Is it lack of oxygen going to your brain? There's so many reasons why someone could have that. So what we do at the clinic is we really look for the weaknesses. We're looking for those weakened organs. And how we do this is very unique. We use different diagnostic tools basically to read the body. Are you familiar with iridology? Have you ever heard of iridology?
No.
So
haven't.
iridology was brought over from Europe by a gentleman named Dr. Jensen. My father worked with iridologists to learn about the map of the eye. So essentially, every part of the eye represents a different part of the body. And under magnification, you will see different lines and squiggles and clouds in different areas. And what that shows us is it shows us the weakened organs. And so my father had taken this work from Dr. Jensen and through his 70,000 patients really perfected that. So when a patient comes, yes, it's helpful to know what their diagnosis is, but we're really interested in what the weakness is, because if we can identify that weakened organ and we focus on strengthening the weakened organ, then symptoms go away.
I should have known you when I found out I had cancer, and I would have had you work on that one.
I wish you would have too.
Do you work with people with cancer?
So we actually bought our second building because we worked with so many people with cancer. So in Germany, it's very typical to use heat treatments and oxygen when working with cancer, in addition to mistletoe, high-dose vitamin C. And so that's what one of the floors that I have in the clinic is just all heat and oxygen treatments.
That's cool.
Well, I'm all for natural healing and treatments. And what they say, for every illness, there's a natural cure. And
can you kill his brain?
I don't think I would want to.
Oh.
His brain is perfect.
I agree.
Dave, you feel like
agree.
you're being picked on.
I'm used to it.
Yeah.
I'm used to it. I was the baby, so.
Would you like to do another? Would you like another card reading done?
Oh,
All
sure.
right.
And there you go.
Okay.
Are you comfortable on the show?
Sure, yeah.
All right. Come back on again, I hope.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right. So I'll do this, the repertoire here,
Yeah.
right? So I can go over the steps if you want, but
Yeah, when's the
while I'm
next meeting?
shuffling, though, I have
tell
a
you.
question for you, because
Yes.
you said you have Reiki healers in your.
That's one thing that we don't have.
Oh, you don't? I thought
I
you
have.
got one
I'm
coming.
a Reiki practitioner
Oh,
myself.
okay. Oh.
But between running the business and doing psychotherapy, and there's only
Reiki is
so
not
many.
your forte right now.
Yeah, it's only so many
Oh,
things
because
I
I
can
was
do.
going to ask, then my follow-up question was going to be about do they sort of tune the chakras?
We don't at my clinic.
All right,
Yeah,
so,
Oh, stop.
okay, let me just finish that one. You'll see these are not as sort of, centered as, shall we say, on your path.
Okay.
You'll see these are much broader, but. So the same thing, 3 to 5
3
cards.
to 5. So I'm going to pick 5. If that's okay.
Sure, 3 to 5.
Okay, stop. Great.
Oh no, I don't want to lose it. It's going to be a good card, I could tell.
Stop.
By the way, we'll be downloading this onto YouTube after like.
Oh no.
Oh, fantastic.
Okay.
Stop.
None of the right ones are coming out here. They're
The
difficult.
right ones always come out.
Well, I know, but they're sticking today
Stop.
for some reason.
Wants to play games with you.
It does. These are going to be really good, I can tell.
Stop. Oh, this is so fun. I had no idea I was going to get all these gifts today.
See, I don't. That's it. Nobody ever knows because I don't take. There are times when I'm really serious, and that, but I don't ever want to be that way. I don't want to be boring. You know, I want to have fun.
You boring? Never.
No.
Never.
Well, you know, it is as easy. I always tell people, you know, like, oh, this is not going right, that's not going right. So they're in a lousy mood. I always tell them, you know, you could still not have things go right, but, you know, you're choosing to be in a lousy mood. You don't make that choice. Regardless of what's going on, choose happy. It's that easy.
I need you to take your left hand and go very slowly over your deck.
Over the deck or this?
No.
These, yeah.
And the spirit told me to tell you to do that very slowly.
All right, I can feel the energy.
Yeah, okay.
There's
And
a lot
then,
of energy in
with
these
her
cards.
permission, I'm going to have you start in the middle.
Sure.
With your permission.
Absolutely.
All right, so what I'm going to do is then I'll go here, here, there, there.
I don't usually interfere like that, but this was thrown, so I
All right.
to.
So, all right, we have the Six of Swords. All right, so there's, well, he hit on it earlier about, you know, you're sort of concerned about where you are or where you think you should be, or, you know,
Am I on the right track?
and all this
Am I-
stuff.
yeah,
So
sure.
if you look at the card, you are on the right track. You have all these issues in your mind going on, all right? But if you see it in the card, look at you. You're in the boat. You're moving forward. As I said earlier, we don't live in the past, so don't look there. And you see the choppy water, all right? That's sort of will say your, I'm going to say insecurity about the way you're thinking, where you should be, where you want to go, what's going on, all right? There's all the insecurities you're leaving beyond. And when you look ahead, right, and you're in the boat there, you got a nice, you're solid footing there, right? See how nice and smooth. Again, everything just flows harmoniously and effortlessly. So forget about, you know, sort of doubting yourself. Don't doubt yourself. And everything is, here we go. The Tower. This is my least favorite card in the tarot deck. All right?
Okay.
I don't like it. It looks scary, doesn't it? It's really not all that bad in this. So, again, we're talking about, you know, you sort of the insecurity or your sort of, you know, bewilderment, shall we say, about taking the right course or not taking the right course. So what you're going to have to remember, because it's going to hit you like that, it's going to hit you like a ton of bricks, all right? So about which course to take, maybe you might want to adjust something here, you might want to adjust something there, but when that time comes, right, you're going to have to move really, really fast. So the only thing is, right, and you have time, what you want to do is listen to your gut feeling. I always say listen to your spirit, your soul.
Yeah.
It never steers you wrong. Yeah, you're not going to have a lot of time, but you want to take what little time you do have to sort of land on your feet and have your solid footing again. But it will come. And so now we have the Seven of Swords, all right, which is, of course, you can even see it's sort of like, sort of acting, we'll say, underhanded, not really in the most truthful, honest way. You know, if you could just look at the guy in the card, all right. So going all this again, I'm gonna, you know, it's sort of you're doing yourself a disservice. You have these issues on your mind, and it's not a lot. It's the same few issues on your mind. You're doing yourself a disservice by even giving them any energy at all. All you're going to do is you're going to sort of stunt your growth. You're going to sort of cast fog on the path. That's your life path, and there's absolutely no need for it at all. So, just keep forgetting all about it. And of course, here we go. When you forget all about it, when we see you go back to the first card here about journeying forward, leaving all the choppy waters behind you, the self-doubt, and questioning about every single thing you're doing, and that type of thing. Right? Here we are. You're at the Ace of Swords. Look at it. And again, it's going to come like that. Going back to this card, but as you can see, you have the crown up there, right? It's sort of like you're in control of it all. It's victorious. It's really in the forefront. I mean, it's really going to hit you that, no, there is no doubt. I do know the direction. I can feel it, and you can. You're so spiritual, and it is your aura. I don't see colors, but your aura is fantastic. It's inviting. So don't, you let all these, we'll say, miscellaneous little things.
Don't let it steer you off track.
Right.
Understood.
And of course, and then here we are. So you're at the Chariot. You're sitting in the driver's seat, right? And it's not a lot. If you just go back to this card, when you get back to there, all right, you're in the Chariot. A Chariot only has two wheels, and you got the two sphinxes in the front. It's just, which way do I want to go? Okay, so we'll say white. White is clear. You could see better. Do you want to go in the direction where you don't, where things aren't going to get in your way? It's going to be nice. It's going to be a nice, smooth ride. It's going to be clear what you're seeing, where you're heading, a nice, clear path. Or do you want to go the other way? You want to take the dark road, where you're going to have to second guess everything. Am I doing this right? Am I supposed to be here? Shall I go this way? So, I mean, when you think about it, who wants to take that road?
Not me.
Right. So,
But you do.
Right. But you're letting, I'm not saying a lot, but I can, you're letting things, you got to let go of that sort of, keep questioning yourself about everything.
Thank you. You explained that very well. I really like how you explain each card.
Dave, in all honesty, you're probably one of the first ones that I enjoy have watch you do readings or coming on the show.
Yeah, well, like I tell people too, and I give them readings, I read them psychically, because if you go to a tarot card, so like this is the 10 of rods. I read it psychically. I'm not doing a reading now, but they'll say, if some people go by the book. Oh, well, that card means this, that, and it might mean that to the person that wrote the book.
Right.
You follow, but
yes,
that's like when I have my postcards. I have numerology cards or playing cards, and actually that's what I was doing when I talked to you on the phone, because when I do like 7 of diamonds, always represents money. It's what follows in after the 7 of diamonds. And if it's like the 7 of spades or whatever, that means that you're going to have some struggles for a while, but then it's going to come out. And if you have like the 7 of diamonds and the Ace of diamonds, very good news. Okay. And if you have the Queen of diamonds, which could represent you, and if you have, like with me, when I do the King of diamonds, could be but I also have like, if someone has the Ace of spades and the King of spades, usually that tells me someone that is not going to be doing well, and they could be crossing over. Okay. I don't see that in your repertoire right now. Okay. Your brother is very energetic, isn't he? Both of them.
yes.
Okay. And your dad told me to tell you he's very proud of all of you.
Yeah.
Do you have a sister too?
I don't. No.
Okay. I have to tell you that your mother and father knew each other way, way, way backward. That's why today they were an ideal example of what they are. Your mother can be very. I don't like the word spirit. I mean, religious. I like the word spirit. Your mother.
She's very spiritual.
Very spiritual. She's actually a healer.
Yes, she is.
Okay,
Yes.
but she's kind of retired from it.
I think she still does a little
Yeah.
side
Oh,
work
yeah.
at
I was
night
gonna say that. Yeah.
when she's sleeping. I
Oh,
think,
yeah.
yeah.
She sends you a lot of message, and your dad is always watching over your children. Your husband your son had brother, they had children as well.
Yes.
So
Yes.
he's guardian over all of
Yeah.
them. Okay. Who else besides your son plays I'm hearing a lot of music in the background.
I have a nephew that plays
Okay, 'cause I'm hearing a trumpet.
Yeah.
I keep hearing
Yeah.
a trumpet.
violin very well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have your family. I got to compliment you and your brother because your family and you have done very well with your children. You're no
Thank you.
nonsense. You're fair, but you're
We
also
had a no-nonsense father.
right, and so you learn from
Yeah,
that.
sure.
And I'm not. Well, I'm not bashful. I tell somebody that you could improve being a parent or whatever, and I've done
Right.
it before, and I'm very outspoken about it. I had a lady I told she was a horrible mother.
Ooh. Sure, that didn't go over very well.
Well, I explained my reason why.
Mm-hmm.
When you buy a child a Christmas present, you don't leave the price tag on. When you do something for a child, you don't remind them about how much you've done for them and all that. That is so demeaning to a child as far as I'm concerned. They know already what you have done for them. It's either then they're going to accept it or they're not. You don't go and say, well, your son, I spent all this money on your video games and you don't appreciate it or whatever.
Right.
I can't picture you doing that.
Right.
The only thing do you think you've had enough time on that today or what? But they don't let it affect their schoolwork, do they?
I don't know. I think they could do a little bit better if they spent more time studying and less time, whatever that game is.
Yeah. But see, the good thing about it is you're not pressuring them. You do say I would like them to do better, yeah.
I have expectations.
You're right, and I think you need to let them know that too every once in a while. I think
Yeah.
a good parent does that, and it's not by saying I expect you to do this.
No.
You do it with love,
Yes.
like
absolutely.
your husband does it with love.
Yes.
Your husband is not a very talkative person.
No, he's not.
But
Man of
he-
little
he-
words.
No, but what he says.
That's
he
why
really
she likes them.
I do all the talking.
Yeah, you're the child, right? But you two have a good relationship.
We do.
You can communicate without speaking,
Yeah.
you know.
We do
And,
have an,
but I wouldn't honestly tell you to communicate more often.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time just you and your husband went away on a trip?
pre-COVID. New
How about-
York.
Yeah. How about planning a trip
Yeah.
now?
No, it would be great.
Okay, you got someone that can take care of your children.
Yeah.
And sometimes we need to do that to get to know each other all
To
over
reconnect.
again.
Sure.
Yeah, say it to Waldorf. I mean, I had a day there before, and I loved it. Of course,
Waldorf.
that was like
Sure.
60 years ago, But I've been blessed. I've been on. But I also will tell you that your brother and his wife really get along quite well. You really have a close-knit family
We do.
there.
We do.
And and that's so great to hear, huh? You and your brother get along well. If you do almost get 90%.
Basically, most of the time. 99% of
Yeah.
the time. But I got to go back to the slippers. They're
Okay.
not
Slippers are
leaving
still
me.
stomping, huh?
Right. And what I'm going to say is, you're going to visit someone shortly,
Okay.
all right?
Yes.
And you're going to see the slippers, and then it's all going to make sense to you. You'll see. They're not leaving, so. But that's what you're going to be visiting somebody shortly. When I say shortly, I'm going to say 10 days, give or take.
Yeah.
And you'll see. You're going to be visiting them, and all of a sudden, there's the
There's
slippers.
the slippers.
So,
And the stomping of the slippers.
to me, when I see that, they not necessarily that they need to say something, but they're more or less looking for a confidant.
Okay.
So, but you'll
I'll concur
see.
with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to tell them. I'm going to be right back, but
Sure.
can you tell more about what your office work supplies.
I would love to.
Okay. Good.
But I'd also like to hear more about what you do, too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I could give you a brief on that.
Yes, please.
When I read the cards, it's all psychic. I read them psychically. So the tarot cards, it's once I start, like when I pick up the first card, I connect with the person, like with you. I connect with you. I'm empathic. I'm psychic. So I can feel your emotions. I can sort of, feel sort of what makes you tick, that type of thing. So that's how I read the tarot cards. Basically, the psychic cards are the same. The psychic oracle cards are the same. I read them psychically, but like I said, this is really sort of focused on your path, shall we say, and the tarot as a whole gambit of areas.
So when you're connecting with clients, is it exhausting? Like once you're done a session, do you need a break? Do you need to have a nap?
Well,
it sounds like a lot of work.
It depends on the connection. Sometimes the connection, I always get a connection, but sometimes you just get we'll say, like, if the person's energy or their aura is, some people, they're
Heavy.
energy vampires.
Right.
All right? They're so filled with trauma or drama. It's draining. I've done, this is maybe a month ago, 2 months ago, where I live. I just moved to where I live in an apartment building. You have to be 62 or over. So I invited some. They know what I do. So their neighbors. I said, come on up. This is on a Friday night. 4 of them came up. And plus a crystal ball. We started at 5. I was going till like 10, a little after 10, and finally I just says, I can't do any. I gave them each a tarot reading, psychic oracle reading, and a crystal ball reading.
Wow.
So, and the one of them was funny. The first one, she didn't say it till after. She was, I can't even think of the word now. She was a non-believer. I started her with the crystal ball. I wasn't into the reading 2 minutes, and I won her over. She said it right away. When I came in here, she says, I doubted all this stuff. I didn't believe in it, she says. But when I was telling her what I saw in the crystal ball.
In just 2 minutes.
Right.
Wow.
I won her over because, I see this, this, and that. And then for psychic readings, it's the same. I could do it with you now. Right. It's more intense. It's much more personal.
Right.
So, I wouldn't want to do it on a live show unless someone agreed to it beforehand, because then it's not necessarily, you say, embarrassing things, but, it's on a much more personal level, like I said, and then, so, like, say we were having a psychic reading. I come out and tell you what I feel, and some of them, I'm certain, and people will deny it, and you can deny it all you want, and that's why you're in the position that you are, the position that you're in, or the station in life that you're in.
Right.
So, who wants to get into that? But I tell people that ahead of time.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, for mediumship, since I haven't really done a lot since before COVID, but the last one I did was really good. It's, you sit, connect. I've done that over the phone, and they want to see if they can connect with somebody who's passed over. I do it what they call direct, and it seems for me I have extremely good connections or good luck with it. Like, say, you want to connect with your grandmother. Her name was Rosemary. All right, I want to connect with Rosemary, and then I just tell you what I get. And a lot of times it's pretty good, But and it's like the crystal ball. I love saying it because I was doing it not too long ago for this attorney I know. I start the very first thing I didn't know where she lives. I still don't know where she lives. But the first thing I tell her, the number 2 and the number 3 is jumping out at me. I don't know what you're talking about, she says. This is the first thing. It's the first thing I'm telling her, the number 2 and the number 3. So and the crystal ball readings are long, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. I enjoy it all, so I never tire of it. After the reading, she says to me, at the beginning of the reading, I love it. She says, when I told you the number 2 and the number 3 didn't mean any, I couldn't connect with them. Are you ready? She said, my house number.
Yeah.
So, it's...
I will never ever tell anybody I'm 100% accurate.
Right, me either.
Any reader that says that, then I tell them automatically stay away from them.
Right.
Okay. I've been doing this I've been on the dark side, so to speak. I've done seances where I've actually seen the table lift.
Wow.
I've done seances where I've had people go into weirdo things. They go, well, but all these things that I've done on the dark side with readings and stuff, it was necessary for me to be to where I've come today. Do I believe that everybody is a psychic? Or I don't even like the word psychic. I like the word spiritual. Sounds better. People get afraid of that psychic word. Oh, that's the devil.
Voodoo.
Oh,
that's
she must
right.
be a gypsy.
Voodoo.
Voodoo.
That's right.
Yeah.
Gypsy. I know.
But everybody has psychic ability. Yours is like on spiritual. Is you're healing people mentally. You're also expanding psychically or mentally, healing of people's bodies. You knew when before you even came to this earth what you were going to be doing. Just to let you know, and your children told you to be your parent, to be their parents.
That's what I tell them.
Yeah, and they did.
Yeah.
And just like you chose your mom and dad.
Yeah.
We chose ours, even though we may not have like the road that we've gone through, but we did choose it. And I actually see. Do you want to buy a bigger house?
No.
You sure?
It's enough to clean the one that I'm in.
Well, you have to hire a housekeeper then. But everything about you and your home, everything has to be very precise when you're cleaning.
Yes.
Everything has to be like your mom. Everything has to be knit.
So you want to know something very interesting about that? So to bring it back a little bit to blood types, found that with blood type Bs, they need everything in order. If things aren't in order, their mind isn't in order, and they can't think clearly. So it kind of creates a little anxiety in them. Yeah.
That's why. So I must be a B. I thought it was a B.
It's funny you say that, because now that's what I think I'm a B. But if you come where I live, everything has its place.
So whereas blood type A's are the more artistic, creative, think more in the gray, more intuitive. Like a very healthy A is incredibly intuitive. They're more the healers. The B's, like I said, are more the engineers. They like to think in a linear, concrete way. The ABs are a little bit of both, creative, intuitive, and orderly. And then the O's are more, they're the life of the party. Enjoy, like they're the marathon runners, and then after they're like, oh, I feel good, let's do it again. Yeah, not an A. No, but that's an O.
Well, I must be all because I enjoy the whole life. My thing
me.
is like I'm very orderly. Very orderly. I get up every morning like clockwork. I'm up at 5. Then I go
most mornings.
and I go for my walk. I plug in my coffee, turn on my computer. If I don't do all this, I get really, really upset. I really, I can't even handle myself. That's how upset I get with it. Well, I didn't do it this way. I didn't do it that way.
Right.
Come on, so I have to backtrack it. Then I do it, so I have to okay, I start all over again, or at a certain time when things are on the table, I don't do it just the way I should do it, then I get really spastic, And you do too.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if it's a hindrance or what it is, Are you that way?
Have I got a what?
And you have to have things done a certain way.
I do, but sometimes I switch it up. Like, we'll just say in the morning, before I get out of the house, regardless of what time. Usually what I do is, I brush my teeth after, before I go, And then the last thing I do is I always put eye drops in. But sometimes, I switch it up. I'll eat breakfast, or sometimes I'll put my eye drops in before, but I do have, the same thing. Like you, I get up early. The first thing I do, I have to pamper Fred. He's my cat. I try and get out of the bed. If he's on the bed, he jumps off, and he goes like this, so I have to pat him. And then I always take care of him first. Then, I do like you. The very first thing I do is put the coffee on.
Well, that's like when Big Boy, he sleeps out a lot, so we leave a door open for him. And I believe in leaving even in the wintertime, we'll leave the door open. I don't care how cold it is for him to come in, because I believe that it clears the air, takes all the dead air out of your house, But he won't let me feed him. I have to wake Scott up to feed the cat, even at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
He won't eat from me. He's so used to Scott doing it. I'll say, Scott, you got company.
He's spoiled too.
Yeah. He gets up, Scott feeds him. Then he's go back outside or I'll sleep at the bed,
You know the difference between cats and dogs. Dogs have masters. Cats have staff.
Yes. Very
That's
true.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. And like you just said, like you said, Dave, my cat, when he lays there and I'll be patting him, next thing you know, he's all sprawled out. Under the chin and all that.
Yes.
And when he's had enough, he lets me know.
Right, and it's funny, if he hasn't had enough and I go away, he grabs me with his paw. Not yet. Yes.
Your dog wants a special treat.
Always. She wants a special treat. That's Rosie Lollipop. That's what she lives for.
They had these dog ice cream treats.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, I don't know if I really am in favor of them. They look too much artificial.
Yeah, I don't know what's in them.
Yeah, so if I don't know what they are, my dog Bud, who was never fussy, would never touch them. When he went to heaven. Then I had a short-haired terrier Chihuahua that I actually got from here. One of the directors here, the bosses here, actually I got the baby from her, and she would not eat dog food.
Oh wow!
She
What
would
did
not
she eat?
eat it. She would have to. I had to cut up meat and feed it to her by hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
If we had we mix a little rice, we'd have to have a spoon and we'd feed her by hand. Had to hold her hand under her chin.
Wow.
Wow, the last cat I had, Iggy, didn't eat a lot of cat food, but whatever I ate, he was right up there eating with me every morning. He'd have yogurt with me. Right.
See, that's the thing with animals, this unconditional love.
Yes.
Why can't people do that with each other? Why can't people just, instead of, so that's why I always say, it's not the animals that are wild, it's the people. And we're driving these animals farther and farther away from their own habitat. Oh, I used a big word. Lori went
You haven't. It's just been unbelievable lately, Norm, with these words.
Friend of mine,
Wow.
my friend Lori, she was also a reader, and she and I would sit there, and I might use a word. She, Norm, you used a big word. I go, oh, I did, didn't I? We had a great. Then tragically, I don't know how long ago she got into a car accident. And you get hurt. But it was. See, I've gone through quite a few co-hosts. But when the jury said, this is why I like doing it now, because I don't have a regular co-host, although Dave cuts on more than most of the others, another one. And I like it that way. I don't want a regular co-host anymore, And I just had fun with what I do. When was the last time you actually relaxed? You have a pool at your house?
I don't, but that would be so great. I would love a pool.
I'm going to tell you to put one in. You need to learn how. We're good at teaching other people.
Yeah, healthcare workers are the worst.
Are they?
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really are.
I'll look in the mirror and I'll say, God, I'm gorgeous, but and then they'll say, yeah, but relax. And the one thing, if we don't, see, I have a saying that I believe in. I am beautiful inside, I am beautiful outside, and I love me for who I am. Not what I am, but who I am. People say, what do you mean, what are you? I choose to say, no. What I am is a person thriving to be better, but who I am is a person that is kind and loving. I never used to be at one time. It's amazing how the universe can change us around.
Yeah.
Okay, you have
Yes.
an offer, right? I mean, an office.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So I have an office in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. It's the D'Adamo Institute. We're a 5,000 square foot facility with over 50 treatments. We have licensed naturopathic doctors that provide a comprehensive evaluation of the weaknesses in your body. And our goal is to strengthen those weaknesses. So whatever illness or symptoms you're experiencing resolves on its own. The point is that we need to strengthen the body so the body can do what it was designed to do in the first place.
Now, do you offer massages?
We do have a massage therapist, yes. Yeah.
Can I ask her a couple
course.
questions, please?
Yeah, just ask them.
All right. What hours are is the office open?
Okay. We're open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5.
And do you accept insurance?
Insurance doesn't accept us.
Oh, okay.
Right. So what happens is people pay, and we'll provide a super bill and all the codes and everything possible we can think of that insurance company may take.
Okay.
And the patient would submit it.
Okay, and then I have one more question.
Sure.
If I call today for an appointment, how
Yes.
long do I have to wait to be seen?
For a new patient appointment, it's looking like mid to end August
okay.
right now. So it's not too bad.
No, but it's exciting to know that you're that busy.
Yes. Yeah. And
You know
it's
what I'm
exciting
saying?
that we're here in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Most people have to fly in. So it's always so
Really?
great when there's somebody local or someone that just had to drive in from New York. They didn't have to get on a plane. It's not a big deal.
So are you near the ocean?
Yes.
So
Yes.
you get all that ocean
You
energy.
can smell that ocean
Ooh,
air. It's
nice.
gorgeous. I love it.
They have a statue down at Hampton Beach,
Mm-hmm.
as a woman statue. If you ever go by there, I call it the Lady of the Ocean.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I literally see tears coming out of her eyes because of the way the ocean's being treated. You know, that's like with trees. I call people murderers when they kill trees and they're like that. You know, like maybe I'm almost sensitive or whatever.
Yes,
You know,
sure.
but I do see you actually going to be buying some more property.
So a bigger house, buy more property, a second clinic,
You got a lot coming future for you. I mean, you'll be like
and you want me to relax.
right. You're gonna be walking.
Sure.
You and your husband.
Relax, it'll happen all the quicker if you relax.
She's gonna be walking down the hallway when she's like 85 years old. Honey, where's the food? I still gotta get back to work. You know, hurry up with the food. You know. But the thing is, I know there are days more than I ever do. But the thing is, you really enjoy what you do.
I really do. And when you and it's interesting you said I need to relax more, and when was the last time I relaxed? I can tell you, and although this is not traditional, the last time I relaxed was like last night
Huh?
at like 2:00 in the morning. I'm on the phone with China, and we're talking about different products and manufacturing different products. That to me brings so much joy. Research, learning, coming up with new things to help people. That fills my soul. It gets me very passionate and excited about it.
Yeah. See, people often think when I say relax, like that's your relaxation.
That's my relaxing. I can't sit by a
People think
pool.
about laying down by the pool, getting a sunburn or a suntan or whatever. I can't lay out in the sun. I have a very bad sun allergy, and I got very badly burned at one time. Plus, I'm a redhead. Wouldn't know it now. But my hair has been colored so many times, I never knew what the actual color was. I've been a redhead, I've been a greenhead, I've been blonde, you name it. I've gone through it all the phases,
Which was your favorite?
Redhead.
Red.
Yeah. Being, trying to find, and you know what it was all about? Finding who I was. Like when I was drinking, I go to the clubs, and I still didn't know who I was. Then I got sober, I found out who I was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't we all find out who we are in time if you want to?
Sure. Maturity.
This is why I'm always scared when people go on a medication for diabetes, like I have it, but we can control it. And then they end up with a dialysis machine and all. I have a hard time with that. This is why I would, before I would ever go on to that, I would stop taking everything, and I would not do the machine. I'm not going to be kept alive by historic means. And I had a very dear friend that passed away, and he'd go to kidney problem. Boy, see, it had his kidney cleaned out, all that. Half the time, it would break down.
Wow.
You know, what good is that?
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. People in the medical field, and I'm not saying it all because I was very fortunate, I
Yeah.
was very blessed.
Yes.
Most of the people in there have to learn how to, especially the doctor, to communicate with the people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of you, I mean, your supreme doctors are really professional.
Mm-hmm.
You got to. People are going to go in there scared.
Sure.
And I'm sure they come into your office scared
Yes.
or to any of the other ones, okay?
Yeah.
You've got to allow them to relax,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And I think that's the important part, whether it takes a half hour, whether it takes an hour,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you work with, because every doctor's on a 15-minute to 20-minute limit. And once that time's up, man, they're gone. And then you spend an hour with a PA or an hour with a medical assistant. Oh, the doctor will be with you in a minute, so you check your watch.
Mm-hmm.
You check your watch, you
Yeah.
know? But I've been fortunate, and you know, and everything. Cause when I go in, I always try to go in there with like if I went to your office, or you might tell me I'm hopeless, and that's okay. But I'm only kidding there. But I always go in, and I want to always go in with a positive attitude.
And an open mind.
Yeah,
Because you want to hear the information.
Yeah, yeah, and as long as you don't have the hammer to hit me in the head, which is a
Right.
not that, you know. But no, like when I had my gallbladder removed. An hour and a half later, I was out eating pizza. It was so good. And the doctor said I could eat anything I wanted, so I did.
Oh, see, that's when I would pull out my hammer.
And then, as I went in there, I'm going to feel better when I leave. You know, and I'm singing a song. They had this lady, oh, bless her heart. Lady, I hope you listen to what I said to you. She had these 3 sugar jelly donuts
Mm.
waiting to go into the doctor's office.
Wow.
Oh, my God. I actually want to thank you. You made me realize what I don't want to do.
Mm.
You know, don't get me wrong. I love sugar covered donuts, and I'm sure we all do.
I do.
My foster mother used to make the best donuts and sugar. She only let me have a half of one though,
Right.
because she said she was concerned. Back when you were growing up,
Yeah.
you always found things to do, right? You didn't. When your mom and dad, when you went out to play,
Mm-hmm.
you knew you had to be home or you'd be in trouble.
Sure. Yes.
Today
At
they
a
don't
certain
care.
time.
I live across the street from a park.
Yeah.
It breaks my heart many times. But I do see more fathers getting involved with their children than I have. So I think that's fantastic.
That's nice.
It
Yes.
really is.
It's about time.
You're going to be around till you're like 92 years old to 97 years old.
I'm game for that.
Like I
I'm
said,
game.
here comes the walker, give her the food.
God the hell with the walker. I'm gonna be walking
There you go.
independent.
There you
None
go.
of this
There you go.
You're
walker
always going to be
nonsense.
that way.
That's
And then one
half the
thing I-
battle up here.
You're going to probably have 4 grandchildren. 2 girls and 2
I
boys.
can't handle knowing my child's starting high school. We cannot talk about grandchildren just yet. I'm not ready.
You will never be. You're a
Ready.
mom. You will never be ready for them when
Yeah.
they go off to college or go in the military. I wouldn't be surprised if one went in
Oh
the
no, okay,
military.
let's just.
You know. But I have women that their son is like 26, 27 years old. I said, "Then time for them." No. They don't want them to move. I have a very dear friend of mine who does paranormal work, and their daughter lives at home, and they're happy with that.
Mm,
But then I say, how is your child expanding? How's your child growing?
mm,
You know, my son and I were very close, and his daughter-in-law, his daughter like my daughter-in-law. I've been blessed.
yeah.
Trouble is, though, when I go to the doctor and then she don't lie for me, she tells them the truth.
Because she loves you.
Yeah, and she's always been there for me. Had
Yeah.
it not been for them, I would never go to the doctors to get
Yeah.
this checked out. So, folks, and I know you're going to agree with me, and David, appreciate your family.
Yes.
No matter how bad they are and what they have done, it's called let go.
Exactly.
Let go, let go, let go, you know. Yeah, my family, you know, and I can talk for things, but I'm not going to elaborate. My stepchildren and I, and that's okay. We don't talk, and that's okay. But in the meantime, I get along better now. My second, my third, fourth ex-wife than I did when I was married.
And when you were married.
But when you let go, of yesterday
Mm-hmm.
and remember today that you got it made.
That's true. Well, you know, if you keep thinking of yesterday, it's like you hold yourself prisoner.
Yep.
You got no room for expansion because you're back there.
Yeah. That's like when I went to the Golden Corral and I saw that guy. I didn't even recognize his hair was gray and yucky looking, and he kind of.
I know what you mean. I know.
He used to be a good-looking young man. I looked at him, and a woman said, "You don't know who this is?" And I go, "No," and I probably don't want to. I didn't know what I said. So wow.
Oh.
He said, "This is Dennis." I go, "Oh, how do you,
Yeah.
you know?" Oh, I still didn't know him, and it's just in my life. I don't want to know, When we see, people think that death is, they're going to the other side. No, death to me represents an old life, and now we're starting like a newborn baby being starting all in again. Because when we cross over to the other side, we start out like newborn babies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's what we did here, right? And that's what we've done in our past life. Okay, and like I said, you're going to be. You said you're opening a new building, or you're opening or you bought a new building.
No.
Oh, I thought you said. Okay, I misunderstood that. Okay, well, be prepared.
I am after today.
See, he's just confirming what I said.
Yes.
So, that's what I like about doing reading with like you or I, because we, I don't, confirm or we won't disagree, but a lot of people go for one, like when I do psychic event, they go to different readers, and there are people they don't want to hear what you have to say. They want to hear what they want to hear.
Sure.
That's like when you're doing your counseling. They want you to tell them what they need, or they think they want to hear, not what they need to hear.
Right.
Aren't we kind of alike in many ways, in different ways of doing it?
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't change it, neither would you.
No.
Would you, Dave?
No, not at all.
You're a barroom psychologist.
You're right.
That's right. I am. I
You're a
am.
bartender.
I bartend. So I am, and it's
Some of the stories you hear, right?
but it's funny, where I'm bartending now, I just told one lady, because she was talking about she wanted a psychic reading. She just happened to come out with it. So I said, I know how to do that.
Do you do it when they've been drinking, though?
No.
No, I won't even.
No, I gave her my card, told her to make an appointment. But in the meantime, she's told other people there. In the past week, 2 more people want reading. So I gave her my card.
You're supposed to be there, see, for that reason.
Yeah, I believe it. Yeah. So
See,
Fantastic.
and people are drinking, they might have a glass of wine or something like that. I don't know what. But if they come in, no, I'm not going to do it. So then I had a lady come in. Oh, I can make you like women, honey. I go, honey. It's people like you that make me glad I am who I am. And but that thing with people is, they most people, and I get repeats like you do. I'm sure you get a lot of clients that come back to you, and like you do. And that when you had people that come back to you and they say, "Do you remember me from 10 years ago?" And I went, "Oh God, no," because I don't, But then they'll actually compliment me and tell me how things happened.
Mm-hmm.
One man I was so excited about 4 years ago, 5 years, they told him 3 psychics and 4 doctors said his wife could not have a baby. He had a little girl and they could not. He called me up 3 months ago, Scott. And we had a baby boy.
Aww.
That's when it is rewarding. That's when you know you're doing something. That's like when you must get a lot of compliments from your clients that you have, telling you how great you're doing or whatever. And word of mouth is the best advertisement.
That's all we do.
Yep. You don't advertise in the newspaper.
No.
No.
We have a website.
Yeah.
But really that's it. Because you want to be known for the good work.
Yeah.
And there's nothing better than someone saying, "Hey, go to this place because they helped me with this."
Yeah.
Right? That's a great endorsement.
Have you-
That's why, I tried to work for one of those psychic hotlines, and I talked to
I
them.
do.
Psychic?
I do.
You do a psychic hotline?
Yeah. They're out of the UK.
And I said, so this lady, I said, before I go on your line, I want you to read me. And she said, she goes on and on. I said, lady, first of all, no, I'm not married. No, I don't have any children. And I'm definitely not a carpenter. Have a good day. Because to me, I would, if I can't be doing an honest reading, then I'm not going to do it.
Right.
And they don't want you on for more than 20 minutes. It's like, I was going to work for Cleo.
Oh,
Cleo.
good thing you did. You'd
Then
be
she
in
got
jail
busted for
now.
fraud. Yeah.
And be paying back instead of be paying back 10 times what you made from
This
it.
is why I
I've never
enjoy what
heard
I'm doing now. Oh yeah. I like taking my time. I love doing phone readings. And when I'm doing mediumship work, I love getting the image of the person that has passed. Do you get the image?
I get the image, yeah. That's,
Like,
yeah.
This is someone that, by the way, I was in the restroom there after I let you know, there's some woman whose daughter will be contact you and thank you for saving her mother's life because she was on the verge of suicide. That's when it's interesting. That's when it's rewarding. Okay, your youngest son is very powerful spiritually, but he's not ready yet to go into the field. And I was at a psychic event. They had this girl. She was like 15, doing readings with her aunt,
Wow.
and they would charge her for it. I go, no, that's inappropriate. You don't bring a young girl in to do the readings unless you're really gifted on it. So, and I don't believe in that. I don't. If you're paying money to have a lady read you, you're not paying for that child to read you. You're paying for the accuracy. Okay? You eat a lot of green vegetables?
I try.
Because you need more.
Okay.
Okay? Lettuce is for roughage, but you need this, and you need like green beans
Yes.
and maybe broccoli.
Yes, and
your dad-
asparagus
yeah.
and kale and all great things.
I put that
I love
cheese.
all that stuff.
I put a cheese on the
Yeah.
asparagus.
Yeah, I don't do the cheese.
Yeah.
You don't
Well,
want to
you
do
can't.
cheese because basically what dairy is it causes mucus in your body and then that recirculates. That's not good. That's what causes like a lot of sinus problems for people, a lot of bowel movement problems.
Any question?
Yeah, our friend Jim Bullock, he says, I'm still fighting with spinal stenosis. Any suggestions? He can't do surgery because of underlying health issues. Nobody won't touch him. He says, I'm walking with a walker, very painful now. They have me on oxycodone for pain through pain management. He says, I have two bulging discs pinching against the nerve.
Ooh, sounds painful.
Oh, my friend Jim.
Yep.
I want to text him back and tell him. Can I give him your number?
Absolutely.
Want to?
Yes.
Here, Scott. Text him back with that number. Tell him that she saw you here. Okay. This man, he's a great gentleman. I've known him for quite some time now, and to hear what he's going through breaks my heart. The medical field I'm not doing anything for. Do I get frustrated at it? Absolutely.
Yes.
Then I see a poor man who has a great heart, has a beautiful child who has autism, supports his son and all that, and I see that nothing is improving on him, and that breaks my heart. Jim, well, I'm not giving up in prayer healing on you, so just to let you know, you're a good friend, and I'm not giving it up. And we're going to ask the healing of all the angels work with you, and I want them, please call this young lady here. I said, young lady, see?
Yes. Factual.
Well,
Michelle, right?
compared to us.
Yes.
Oh, I got her name right.
Michelle, is this?
That's a miracle.
Wow, see that? He even calls me Bob.
Yeah.
I'm Bob a lot for some reason.
A lot of times I'll use a past life name.
I see. Okay.
Okay, and please and call you. He's gonna give the number and hopefully.
Yeah, I'm
you let
happy
me
to
know.
chat with him.
Yeah, everybody can get better if they want to. I'm a firm believer in that. If you get the right counseling, if you got the right therapy. This poor guy has been through hell and back. And I used to have a radio show. He used to come and listen to my radio show. You wouldn't, your face would have turned red, your ears would have turned blue or red, yellow, or green. That's how, and it's called Norms Unfiltered.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Ooh.
You would have had a
Unfiltered.
good time with me.
I
You
would
and I would
have,
have
for sure. Yeah, I would have.
Okay? And I had this beautiful Afro-American lady that was on with me, and we would talk about these different politics, and the language was unreal.
Yeah.
But people loved it.
Yeah.
But and I realized that's not who I am, but I did a good rating, had good ratings with it. You know, it seems like the more the scuttle, the more, the worse the language is, the more the people like it.
Interesting.
Yeah, you know, like
Well, sometimes, depending on the language, you sound more down to earth or,
Yeah, oh, that's
more
what's
real as
great.
opposed to,
I'm not a Howard Stern.
oh, I listened to him once. It had to be, I swear to God, the one and only time I ever heard him. I was with a friend of mine. We went to Philadelphia. It had to be at least 35 years ago, probably even more. And the way he was talking, it's like I'm thinking to myself, what's he doing? He was like appealing to what? 12-year-old boys. You know what I mean? That it was so juvenile.
People love it though. And like the Maury Povich show.
Right.
Or Judge Judy or Jerry
Oh,
Springer.
come
and all
on. I
these
love
shows.
Judge Judy. You don't like it? Move.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I don't know how these people dare to come on the Maury Povich show and say, "This was my father, the father
You
of
are
my
not the
child."
father. You are not the father.
Yeah. Or they're gonna be the. I don't. People love that kind of stuff.
They do.
Or
They really do.
Or you watch the parents suing their children suing their parents. That's not what it's all about.
But it's what sells ratings.
Yeah. If you love your children, folks, and believe me when I say that, you can disagree with me, that's fine. I'm a little open-minded on that, but not too much. But if you love your children and you love your parents, you don't take them to court. You don't say, "Oh, my mother, my father owe me this," or you don't say, "I brought you into this world and I can take you out." You know, and you don't do that.
What about letting them live in your basement till they're 35 or 40? What do you think of that?
I don't agree with it,
I don't either.
because then they become so. I don't want to use the word, institutionalized or comforted. You know, because they have to grow.
Right.
You know, even though the hardest thing for women, and you're Italian, so that whole shows, you know, that they have to let them, you know, you got to cut the apron
Sure.
strings, especially when it comes to boys. You know,
I was a mama's boy.
you were.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I was a mother's boy. I used to make the most. I made her a name and her sign back in high school, and her name, and it was the ugliest looking thing I ever saw. She was so proud of it, you know. And, you know, to be a parent doesn't necessarily mean that you have to use a blood parent. It means
Agreed.
that, you know,
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
but being a true parent, like many adopted children, or being a true parent is love, compassion, being firm when you need to be, not abusively firm, and being be there for them, be there supportive for them. And your children, I am going to tell you to be there for your parents, no matter how bad it is. I have a client whose father is like in his 60s, and he's always been a heroin addict.
Yeah.
And my heart cries, but they're still there for him. They really are. They're still there for him. You know what? No matter, even though they know they can't give him money, they can't. But they're still there, and they still support. And I think that's unconditional love.
Showing up.
And showing it, being there for them. Okay, we get a few more minutes. I want you to tell your address again
Yes.
and what you
Thank
do.
you.
Yeah.
So I have a naturopathic clinic located 44 Bridge Street in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. The number is 603-430-7600. And we are a full-service naturopathic clinic. We see people from all over the world with various ailments and illnesses. It's really all about treating the body in a natural way. And we also, for those who aren't too sure about whether they would want to embrace natural wellness, we also work with, people's oncologists and medical treatment teams. It doesn't need to be one side or the other. They can often very much complement each other.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you work both with the doctors and yourself.
Yes.
That is exciting.
So it's really, we give the patient the information so they can drive their own treatment. They say, hey, I want my oncologist because I'm going through chemo, but I would like to maybe naturally help with some of the effects of chemo. then we'll work with them on that. It's whatever they feel comfortable with.
That is so awesome. You really do dedicate your clinic to mankind.
Yes.
You have them from
that's what
all
it's
over the
about.
world?
From all over. We have people from Hong Kong that come in, Mexico, everywhere.
So
Really,
you're
Germany.
internationally known.
Yes.
Isn't that exciting?
Yes. Well, my dad was internationally
Well,
known.
still,
It was
but
his
he had to
work.
wo-
so
but
he
I'll
had
just like the
You know,
torch.
do you
leading
speak
my-
all those languages?
I do not. I do not. Fortunately, people usually bring somebody. I mean, we do have a staff member that speaks fluent Spanish for our clients from Mexico.
Oh yeah, I have that.
and-
Yeah, I run into
yeah.
that with a lot of people that have Spanish people. So, but a lot of them they bring in interpreters with them.
Sometimes,
I had people come in from Russia, but like your dad worked very hard to become internationally known.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it came overnight.
Did not.
He said-
he did.
He
worked
said
very
he
hard.
cried on many a nights wondering
I
if he was
bet.
doing the right thing. Like, you know, and that's it. And when you become, you know, it's okay to pat yourself on the back. I'm a firm believer in that.
You
But-
have to. You have
You
to.
know, when you believe that, because when you, I mean, it depends on your ego. You know,
Sure.
mine was way out there one day, and a lady says to me, "You got a golden sword in your back." In other words, my ego was getting carried away over me. You know, I was a TV star. I would not sit with the other readers.
Right.
And then I
Wow,
looked in the
Norm.
mirror. Oh yeah. Then all of a sudden I got this look in the mirror and it says, "Who the hell do you think you are?" You know,
Right.
uh-oh, because I could have lost it all.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I've been blessed, just like you have been blessed.
Yes.
And you know, and it's not an easy road that you're on, but you enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
And now, one thing I like about this is you don't take it for granted.
No. No. It's a gift and it's a wonderful opportunity. And like we had mentioned earlier, this is not really our work. The work works through us.
Yeah.
We
We're the
are
tools.
just the tools, right? It's not about me healing anyone or you healing anyone or you. We were just the vessel that kind of presented that information.
Yeah.
And that's the difference between someone who is egotistical that feels like they're the result of that and someone who recognizes that it's just part of, you know, the universe, the whole spiritual world, the whole working together.
When I hear people say, "I do spiritual healings," no, we are tools that help with the spiritual healing. Or you hear
Exactly.
me, "Take healing, go forth and be healed in the name of God." With me, you know, I played that role, and actually, you know, I did it. This woman goes, "Brother, you are healed." I go, "Oh," and I went into a kibbe, you know, and all that stuff. Then finally, I went back 2 weeks later. I said, "By the way, nothing happened," and I just played your game. He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You know that seizure you thought I had, that guy was removing all this bad stuff from me? I'm a good actor." He didn't know what to say, you know. But body, heal thyself. But you need the tools to work with. You need
That's right.
everything to your body heal. We can do it. We can
right.
be a better person. You know, and we're healing ourselves. The main thing we got to do, folks, heal the universe. The spirit doesn't know any color. You know, it doesn't know any languages, it doesn't know anything like that. All it knows is love. This is why I don't call it God, because God is so condemning as far as that's my own personal opinion,
Sure.
you know. "Oh, you've done this, so you're going to hell in a handbasket." I said, "I hope the handbasket's big enough, you know." But, you know, I don't believe that the spiritual God, I do not believe that they condemn us. Do they help us when we want it? Absolutely. Well, I'm going to thank you for coming on. Our time is running out. And I
Thank you
trust
for
you'll come
having
back
me.
on again.
I would love that.
And
Thank
we
you.
will make sure, probably in a couple months after things get squared away, we'll find out. And I'm excited about that. I have to confirm it again, that Mid-Atlantic.
Oh, yeah, that's
That's
what
coming
I got.
really
And the
That is
slippers.
Yeah,
The
the slippers.
slippers.
Yeah,
The
let me know.
slippers.
Let
I will.
us know.
Yeah,
We'll find out how it is.
You'll definitely, it's gonna, there they are. You'll
Yes.
see. They'll jump at you.
Folks, we just had
Thank you.
Michele D'Adamo.
Close. D'Adamo.
Oh, did that? Well, I was almost there.
You were.
Yeah,
you had
yeah,
the D.
Yeah, there you go. From the D'Adamo Institute.
D'Adamo Institute for the
Advanced
Advancement of
Natural
Natural Therapies.
Give her a call, folks. Give her a call. Say, "Hey, I watched you on Norm's Community Corner." And we'll have a lot of, and thank you so much for coming in.
Thank
My
you for
pleasure.
inviting me. It was a
Thank
lot
you.
of fun.
And what? And next week, folks, I don't forget who I got coming. Well, we'll see you all next week anyways.